In a quiet suburban neighborhood, a young boy with untidy black hair and round glasses gazed longingly out of his bedroom window. It was his 12th birthday, but no celebration awaited him. Instead, he was confined to his room by his strict relatives, who preferred to pretend he didn't exist. As the sun dipped below the horizon, an eerie hush settled over the house. Suddenly, with a faint pop, a small creature with bat-like ears and bulging green eyes appeared on his bed. Startled, the boy turned to face this mysterious visitor. The creature spoke in a high-pitched voice, warning him of impending dangers at his magical school. It pleaded with him not to return, hinting at dark plots and sinister forces at play. Confusion and curiosity swirled within him. What could possibly be so dangerous? Before he could ask more, the creature began causing chaos, determined to keep him from leaving. The house erupted into pandemonium as the creature's antics escalated. Hovering dessert dishes and crashing crockery drew the attention of the boy's oblivious relatives, who were entertaining important guests downstairs. Desperate to stop the creature, the boy lunged, but it was too late. A delicately prepared pudding hovered ominously before splattering onto the guests, leading to shrieks and gasps. The relatives stormed into the kitchen, their faces red with fury. They blamed the boy for the chaos, utterly unaware of the magical mishap. As they scolded him, an ominous letter arrived addressed to the boy. It warned him against the misuse of magic outside school, a grave offense. Fear gripped him. He hadn't caused this mess, but no one would believe him. His relatives saw this as the final straw, deciding to take drastic measures to prevent any more abnormality under their roof. That night, the boy was confined to his room, bars fitted over his window, and a cat flap installed on his door for meager meals. His school things were locked away, and all hope seemed lost. He felt utterly isolated, cut off from the magical world he loved and friends who felt like family. Days blended into one another, each one drearier than the last. As he gazed out through the barred window at the moonlit sky, a glimmer caught his eye. Far off in the distance, he saw a pair of lights floating closer, accompanied by a faint rumbling sound. His heart quickened. Is this real, or was his mind playing tricks on him? The lights grew brighter, revealing a most astonishing sight that hovered just outside his window, promising escape and adventure. Hope sparked within him once more. Locked away by his stern relatives, a young boy with unruly black hair and round glasses gazed out of his bedroom window. The night was quiet, but his heart was heavy with loneliness. Suddenly, a faint rustling broke the silence. He squinted into the darkness, spotting a pair of gleaming eyes in the shadows. Was it just his imagination, or was someone out there? A soft tap at the window made him jump. Hope fluttered within him. Could this be the escape he had been longing for? Out of the inky sky, an old car appeared, floating just beyond his window. Inside, a red-haired boy with freckles beamed at him, accompanied by twin brothers who shared the same fiery hair and mischievous grins. They motioned urgently for him to join them. With a racing heart, he began to devise a plan to break free from his room. The house creaked softly as he gathered his belongings, every sound threatening to wake his sleeping relatives. Would he make it out before dawn, betrayed their daring mission? The cool night air rushed past as they soared above the sleeping neighborhoods, the glow of streetlights dwindling below. The young boy felt a surge of exhilaration. Freedom at last. As the horizon tinged with the first light of morning, a quaint, crooked house came into view, chimneys puffing softly and a garden wild with enchantment. But as they landed, a figure stood waiting with hands on hips, a woman whose eyes sparkled with both warmth and admonishment. Their adventure was far from over, and the wonders of this magical home awaited. The morning at the cozy, ramshackle house was abuzz with excitement. The rickety clock pointed to time to go, and the family gathered around the fireplace. The matriarch handed each of them a pinch of shimmering powder, instructing the young guest with glasses on its use. With a flash of green flames, they vanished one by one. When it was the boy's turn, he spoke the destination clearly, but the swirling magic whisked him away to a dark, twisted alleyway instead. He stumbled out of a soot-stained chimney into a world of shadowy shops filled with sinister artifacts. Unease prickled at his skin as he realized he was lost in a place where danger lurked in every shadow. Just as fear began to take hold, a towering, gentle-eyed man spotted him. With a warm smile, the giant of a man guided him back to the sunlit streets bustling with robed figures and the sounds of magical wonders. Reunited with his freckle-faced friend and a bushy-haired girl, relief washed over him. They wandered through enchanting shops selling spellbooks, potion ingredients, and fantastical creatures. Amidst the clamor, a flamboyant man with a dazzling smile and wavy hair drew everyone's attention, signing books amidst a crowd of admirers. The charismatic figure seemed larger than life, and his path was about to cross theirs in ways they couldn't imagine. Inside a crowded bookstore, the air thickened as an icy-eyed man with a sharp demeanor exchanged tense words with the red-haired father of his friend. The young boy watched as the conversation escalated. Books knocked askew, and a sense of foreboding settled over the scene. Unnoticed in the commotion, a small, worn book slipped into a battered cauldron. The encounter left a lingering chill, a whisper of dark things to come. As they left the gleaming allure of the magical alley behind, the boy couldn't shake the feeling that shadows were beginning to stir, and an unseen thread was weaving their fates toward unknown dangers. Excitement buzzed in the air as the young boy with glasses and his red-haired friend weaved through the bustling crowd at King's Cross Station. The magical barrier to platform 9 3/4 awaited them, promising a return to the enchanted world they called home. With a shared grin, they pushed their trolleys forward, only to crash into solid brick. Stunned, they tried again, but the wall remained unyielding. Panic flickered in their eyes as the reality set in. The gateway to the Hogwarts Express had sealed itself, and the train was departing without them. Amid the swirl of Muggle travelers, the duo huddled together, their minds racing for a solution. The clock was ticking, and every second meant the train chugged further away. Then, a spark of inspiration lit up the red-haired boy's face. They had arrived at the station in a flying car. Why not use it to catch up with the train? It was a wild idea, fraught with risks and the certainty of breaking countless wizarding laws. Yet, with no adults around and desperation mounting, they decided to seize the moment. Stealthily, they made their way back to the hidden car, hearts pounding with a mix of fear and exhilaration. The engine roared to life, and with a lurch, the car lifted off into the open sky. Below them, the city shrank as clouds enveloped their daring escape. Laughter bubbled up as they soared among the birds, the wind whipping through their hair. They marveled at the scenic countryside stretching out beneath them, a patchwork of fields and forests. But joy turned to alarm when the car began to sputter, its magic faltering under the strain. Far ahead, the silhouette of their destination loomed, but the enchanted vehicle was losing altitude. With one final jolt, they spiraled downwards, crash-landing into the thrashing branches of a colossal, sentient tree. Their adventure had taken a perilous turn, and they clung to hope as the tree's limbs closed in. The grand halls of Hogwarts buzzed with excitement as the new term began. Students whispered eagerly about the latest addition to the faculty, a celebrated author and adventurer whose dazzling smile graced the covers of numerous books. In the great hall, candles floated overhead, casting a warm glow on the enchanted ceiling that mirrored the clear night sky. Amidst the clatter of silverware and joyful chatter, the doors swung open and the new Defense Against the Dark Arts professor made his entrance. Clad in robes of deep lavender and with a flourish that could rival any spell, he captivated the attention of everyone present. His tales of bravery and cunning against dark creatures enthralled the students, and many found themselves hanging on his every word. But beneath the charm and applause, not everyone was convinced of his prowess. As the feast concluded, a few skeptical glances hinted at questions yet unasked. The first Defense Against the Dark Arts lesson with the new professor was nothing short of unforgettable. Students filled the classroom, anticipation mingling with curiosity. Their esteemed teacher unveiled a cage covered with a shimmering cloth, promising a hands-on demonstration of his expertise. With a dramatic flourish, he revealed a swarm of mischievous creatures that instantly wreaked havoc. Chaos erupted as desks overturned and students dodged fluttering pests. Amidst the disorder, their professor seemed oddly inept at regaining control. It was the quick thinking of a few brave students that eventually restored order, casting spells they had barely mastered. Laughter echoed through the corridors afterward, though some wondered how such a renowned wizard could falter so easily. Meanwhile, strange whispers began to reach the ears of a certain young student, a voice that others insisted they could not hear. The haunting words sent chills down his spine, leaving him with unease that he couldn't shake. As twilight draped the castle in shades of purple and gold, the corridors of Hogwarts grew quieter, but not less mysterious. The young student wandered alone, the eerie voice echoing in his mind. It whispered from the walls, hissing in a language he did not understand yet felt drawn to. He followed the sound down dimly lit passages, past portraits that glanced curiously at him. Just as he turned a corner, the voice faded, leaving only silence and the distant flicker of torchlight. Puzzled and uneasy, he resolved to uncover the source of this enigma. But as he retraced his steps, he couldn't shake the feeling that unseen eyes were watching, and that darker secrets lay hidden within the ancient stones of the castle.